girl Wakeji Kamore, and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. How have you guys been? It's been such a long time since I was on your screen, but I'm really happy to be back. So first things first, where have I been? I have been on a break. I don't know whether to start with telling you guys Happy New Year or, Happy Valentine's, Happy International Women's Day, as in so many things have happened since I was last on your screen, but I was on a break, which was much needed. And I am so grateful to Pastor Frank, who was able to just come and pick up from where I had left or where I had stopped and to continue doing the Bible summary so that the Bible summary continues, whether I'm on a break or not. But I am back, which is super cool. Thank you guys for being able to follow through the book of First Chronicles. Let me tell you, mimi nilifungua hiyo chapter. Nikaona the first 9 chapters are words, people's names that are difficult. I was like, I'm out of here. Pastor Frank, nimekutag. So I tagged him and he was able to come and do it. And I'm truly thankful to you, Pastor Frank, for taking us through the book of First Chronicle in a devotional way. Let me tell you, I was like, sasa atatoa wapi lessons za hii chapter. But thank you so much for doing such an amazing job. And man, we picked up lessons from every chapter. The word of the Lord is alive, and God is God. When we read the word of God and when we engage with the word of God, imagine he reveals himself to us every single time. So yes, welcome guys. This is the introduction to the book of Second Chronicles, which is basically a continuation of the book of First Chronicles. But pause. If you're here for the very first time, please subscribe to my channel, which is Wakeji Kamore. And I'm saying that because I know the people who are listening to me and they're not listening to me on the YouTube platform. If you're listening to me and this is probably the first time you're hearing my voice because you've been listening to me and you've been listening to the voice note that has been done by Pastor Frank. My name is Wakeji Kamore and this is Reflections by Wakeji Kamore, and you can find us on YouTube and you can subscribe so then it's easy for you to follow through the books that are going to come after this book and also the books that we've done before. If you're not a newcomer here, guys, I love you guys. I love you so very much. Guys, I've been thinking about doing like a small meet and greet of the people who listen to this channel, who have been going through the book of the Bible summary with me since I started in 2022, January 2022. And I'm organizing this. I'm going to really make it happen. A small meet and greet where we can just sit, speak about the word of God, speak about what it means to us and how impactful this Bible summary has been, and just share your ideas, share your feedback, and just have a good time in the presence of the Lord. So aki please niombeni nipate past pesa that time ya organize a meet and greet. It would be such a wonderful thing. So this is the introduction to the book of Second Chronicles. The book of Second Chronicles is basically a continuation of the book of First Chronicles. It is stories that we have read about before. It is the stories that we have read about in the book of First Samuel, Second Samuel, First King, and Second Kings. But there are a little bit more details, and probably even just the perspective in which the story is being told is a little bit different. If you notice from the book of like First Chronicles, when we were even reading the book of the story about David, we didn't quite get into his flaws of, killing Uriah, taking the wife. We didn't get into the negative details. We focus mostly on the positive details. So in the book of Second Chronicles, we're going to start off from the story of Solomon and how he reigns and how his reign was, and it's going to actually be divided into 2 parts. So the book is divided into 2 parts. From chapter 1 to chapter 9 is basically the reign of Solomon, the things that he did, the building of the preparation to build the temple, the building of the temple itself, the furnishing of the temple, the dedication of the temple, the presence of the Lord coming into the temple. It's just basically the reign of Solomon and what it is that he was able to do in the first 9 chapters. And then from chapter 10 to 36, that is where we will see a collection of all the rulers and all the kings that were after Solomon. Please note that in the book of Second Chronicles, we are going to be focusing on the southern kingdom, which is Judah. as opposed to the book of Second Kings, where we focused on the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom and all the kings that were there to see who are good, who did right in the eyes of the Lord, who did not. This specific book, in the book of Second Chronicles, we are going to be focusing on the kingdom of Judah, which is the southern kingdom. So we are going to be seeing all the kings that came after Solomon, and then after that we are going to be seeing the deterioration. We're just going to see how they deteriorated in their spiritual life, in the worshiping of the Lord. They started worshiping idols, just how it started and how it just deteriorated to a point where they were actually exiled to Babylon. And they were held captive there for a whole 70 years. 70 years is like a whole lifetime ya mtu. Kuna mtu alizaliwa na labda akakufia tu kwa exile. As in, seriously, it was such a long time that they were exiled. But the best thing is that this book, actually the last chapter, the last line, ends with hope that these Israelites are now going to be released and they are going to go back to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple, which is an additional thing that we see in this book that we didn't see in Second Kings, that it ends with hope. It ends with the exile having ended, and now they are free to go back to Jerusalem and to start rebuilding. So that's basically what it is that you're going to expect. The reign and the rule of Solomon, you're going to see the deterioration of their spiritual and how they started worshiping idol and what that meant for them. You're going to see them being captured and being exiled to Babylon. And then at the very end, you're going to see them now they are free to go back. And they have been released from captivity to go back and rebuild. So, because these are stories that we have read before, I will not necessarily be able to be reading the Bible, the chapters verse for verse as I used to do before. And I would highly, highly recommend that you read the chapter for yourself. After you have read the chapter for yourself and probably even taken your own notes and the key notes and the key points that you have picked from the chapter, then you can come and listen to what it is that I've got to say. I'm going to simply just be giving a summary of what's happening in the chapter and then giving my takeout from the chapter. It's going to be short, it's going to be devotional, but it's going to be sweet because the word of God is sweet and it's alive and it is, let me tell you, it is piercing. It is piercing, separating the bone and marrow. So we're going to just experience the word of God. I'm going to leave it at that point. Please look forward to going through the book of Second Chronicles as I go through the book of Second Chronicles myself. Probably this is the first time I've gone through the book of Second Chronicles. I know. By the way, let me tell you, there's some books to me, I'm just like, okay, but these books are so difficult. Why are we going through them? But I am so excited about going through them and going through this, especially the books that I've never gone through before. I've never probably read the book of Songs of Solomon, all of it. I've probably never read the book of Ezra, from the beginning to the end. So that is why I'm so excited about the Bible summary and the opportunity for me to do this for myself first, and then also to share it with you guys. So asanteni sana. Again, if you're listening to my voice for the very first time and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. Share this with someone else and let's learn from the word of God. Thank you, and I look forward to going through the book of Second Chronicles with you. Have a good week.